What is going on, guys? Hope you guys are having a fantastic day as always. Today we're going to be showing off a new product by a new sponsor that just sponsored the cars in the channel, and that is Rev Auto Works. They're a auto detailing supply company, but basically what we're doing today, I'm going to be trying to detail, at least very broadly, the engine bay of this bad boy, at least get it presentable. And then I'll show you the inside. It's not too bad, but we're going to be doing mainly the plastics here. As you can see, it's got this like film stuff on it. You could probably scratch it off with something, but I'm going to see how this interior detailer stuff works. Got some more of that hazy stuff on the display here, and I'm also going to be using it on this nasty, sweaty armrest. Probably going to hit the center console and trim with it a little bit as well. But as you can see, the carpet's not too bad, just need to be vacuumed. Seats are in really good condition. So we're mainly going to focus on armrest, center console, and trim, and these door handles. Other than the engine bay, of course, I'm going to go ahead and spray down the engine bay with just a hose, just to see how much of that gunk we can get off of there, just with water and everything. And then that'll give us a true test of how good this interior detail spray that I'm about to use really is. So let's go ahead and unbox what they sent me, what I ordered. I will show you guys what I got, explain it to you a little bit, then we'll come out here and get to work. All right, everybody, so we're gonna go ahead and unbox what they sent me. Like I said, I'm sponsored by them, so they sent me a special little sponsorship welcome package. And I also ordered the heavy-duty engine bay and interior detail. If I remember right, it's called Mean Clean. So let's go ahead and get this open. Start with the letter. So I got the Big Tails, Big Dragon, detail brush, and the interior deep cleaner kit. Put that to the side. So they gave me the scrubber, which I'm going to use for the engine bay and the gunky parts of the interior that we're working on today. They also give me a fine detailing brush for detailing stuff like vents and probably the cup holder and smaller items that don't need to be hit as hard. I'm going to put that to the side. I probably won't be using that today. This is the main guy I want to go with because that stuff seems pretty deep in the interior. They also gave me a couple of microfiber towels. Those always come in handy. Obviously the little squirter. And then this is the detailer itself. So there it is, guys. The Rev Auto Mean Clean. It says extra strength all-purpose cleaner. Breaks down stubborn oil, dirt, grime, and stains. So I think that's exactly what we're going to be looking for today for the job that we're doing. We've got some pretty bad stains on the interior. Obviously a lot of dirt and grime built up in the engine bay and stuff like that. So guys, now that we've unboxed that, let's go ahead and spray down the engine bay, and then we'll hit the rest of it with this Mean Clean. Let's get to it. Alright, so really quick, since we're not going to be spraying the interior with water, obviously, I'm going to go ahead and get in here and just spray down the little spots that I'm going to be working on with this Mean Clean. That way we can let it soak in for just a little bit, and then we'll come back when we're done washing out the engine bay with water, and we'll give this stuff a scrub, see how well it works. So let's start with this. It is sprayed down with the hose, just the water. Obviously everything looks better right after you wash it when it's wet, but as you can see, it got a decent amount of stuff off. Engine bay is already decently clean. What I'm mainly worried about is this power steering pump and the lines down here that I want to get clean mainly. Other than that, let's go ahead, spray it down with the Mean Clean, then we'll come back, let it sit for, I don't know, 5, 10, 15 minutes, and we'll come back, scrub it a little bit, then we'll spray it again with the hose, and we'll see how good we can get it. Now that we've got the engine bay sprayed down and soaking for a little bit, let's go ahead and take this brush, come back to our interior that we just let soak for a little bit. We'll scrub that up, and then we'll come back to it with like maybe a washcloth and a water spray bottle and see what we can do about all this stuff. So let me show you guys how good this stuff works on the interior. So I don't know how well that is showing up for you guys compared to before on camera. I just wiped it down with a wet towel. So it's a little wet, but let's give it a second to dry. And it does okay. You can still see a little bit of a fog or a haze, but this part's glass, or not glass, but like a see-through plastic. So that's going to be a little hard or different. It's going to use a different cleaning solution than the rest of it. But as far as the rest of the stuff that I cleaned with that spray, what I've learned, you have to spray it. I'll show you guys on this. You can probably see how gross that is. So you have to spray it actively, and then, sorry, I'm having trouble multitasking, but you got to spray it actively and then brush the stuff off. You can't spray it and then let it sit because it dries so fast. So I'm going to spray it, as you guys saw, shift it so I can get in here, maybe get this boot, get all this stuff, and then we can take this wet cloth, wipe it all off, like so. Don't let the car roll away. Wipe it like that, set that to the side, then we'll wipe it with this one. So far, to me, looks a lot better. Might be hard to tell on camera, but that stuff has done a pretty good job of getting the bulk of the gross stuff off. So I'm going to keep plugging away at this, clean this out a little bit, probably run to the store and buy a vacuum. I would drive it to the nearest car wash and just vacuum it out there, but if I'm going to be doing cars like this, I'm gonna need a vacuum anyways. So might run to the store, buy a shop vac, vacuum this puppy out, get her ready to sell. So let's go back to the engine bay before I end this video. We'll scrub it down with the brush, hit it again with some more spray, and see how well it does in there, because I think that's mainly what it was meant for, is cleaning the engine bay, degreaser, you know, stuff like that. So let's see how well it does in there. Like I said before, we got to spray it before it dries. We got to brush it. So let's spray some more in here in the spots that I mainly want to hit, just like that. Over here on that motor mount, power steering pump. Okay, let's see what this scrub does. Oh, I can already see it's taking off a lot of oil and grease. If this was a professional detail, or if I cared a whole lot for maybe a personal car, I would take all this stuff apart, take all these little 10mm bolts out and clean the plastics separately, or clean underneath the plastics, I should say. But we'll get what we can. And it looks like my theory was on point, that this is more meant for engine degreasing and such than it is for interior grime. So I will go back on RevAuto's website and see what they have specifically for interior. So far, this is looking really good though. Obviously, this stuff dries really fast for whatever reason, but it seems to be doing a pretty dang good job. Let's see about over here. Didn't even spray over here, but the brush helps take away all the little dirt and stuff that you see. So like I said, this isn't supposed to be anything fancy, just really down and dirty. So I'm testing out this product. So far it seems to do pretty good. It was cheap enough, it's a good bang for your buck. So let me wash this down. I'll show you guys what it looks like after what you just saw me do, which was super basic and quick. If you want to take your time and go down into every little nook and cranny, spritz it again, go over it again, etc, etc. If you really want to take your time and do everything, obviously it's going to end up better than this. I'm not a professional detailer, so I can only get it so good, but I'm just trying to show you guys this awesome product and the new sponsor for the channel. Hopefully give you guys a little something to work on your car. If you're not a professional detailer like me and you don't love detailing, this is something quick and simple you can do. But let's go ahead and spray it down, see the final product of the 10 or 15 minutes that I spent on it, and we'll do a final review of the product, go from there. Alrighty, well, I think overall it cleaned really well, with a little bit more effort than what I put in, obviously because I'm not a professional detailer. With a little bit more effort, I think that stuff would have worked wonders. Got it really clean, but you guys saw how much of a difference, or hopefully in the video you can see from the before and after, how much of a difference that stuff really made. Obviously washing stuff with a hose every once in a while is going to make a big difference too, but it helps to have some grease cutter, stuff like that. I really like Purple Power, but I think this stuff might be my new go-to. I didn't have to let it sit for very long and it seemed to cut through most of the stuff that I wanted it to. But overall, I think it's a really good product. I really appreciate them sponsoring the channel. I have a 15% off code. If you use my code, I'll put it down in the description. I'll put a link that automatically takes you to my code. You guys can pick out whatever you want. Use some of their products. Shout out to Rev Auto. Really appreciate you guys sponsoring the channel. Hopefully you guys can sponsor this video or sponsor videos in the future. But that's going to be it, guys. I think it worked really well. It's a great product. Go check them out. And if you want to see more auto content, subscribe, like the video, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.